recording. All right, good. So, as I had told you that I have shared a data set with you. I shared a data set with you, which looks like this. And majorly that is via your emails, and this data set majorly shows us monthly income data and also monthly expenditure, which is the expenses, with also the number of family members who maybe are living in that, let's assume it's a house, okay, with 3 people that is spending this amount, okay, on monthly expenses, and having having one member who is earning 5,000. Okay, we also have the rent amount. Okay, we also have the rent amount, and then we have the annual. This is now the annually or the annual income. Okay, and then we have the highest qualified member, or within this family of 3, that is the highest qualified member went up to undergraduate level. Okay, for the second one, we have 2 members of the family, and the highest, we can see in terms of education, they are illiterate, meaning um, no one who maybe went after that is or proceeded, okay, to college or university. Okay, so for them we are terming them as what? As illiterate. Okay, and then we have the number of earning members. Okay, like for example, out of the 2, okay, family members in this family, okay, only one is what? Is earning. Okay, only one is earning like the monthly income. Okay, then yeah, all that. So in this case we have a field that is a column for a monthly income, expense, number of family members, rent amount, annual income, that is household. This is household income, highest qualified member in terms of education, and also number of earning members. Okay, so my question is, in this data set, okay, we'll start with that. In this data set, that is my first question. In this data set, how many variables variables do we have? Do we have? Okay. The second question is, what is the that is the sample size? The sample size of the data. So when you hear me saying about sample size, okay, basically what it means, it is uh, when I talk like about sample size, it means this is a what? It's a sample data. Okay, it's sample data. Why? Because if we can, maybe let's assume we are in a what? Maybe an organization with over 5,000 employees. Okay, now we can decide to take like a portion of the employees, okay, maybe to get their monthly income. Okay, so basically we got just a sample data out of what? Out of the entire population. That's why we are talking about sample. So basically our data here, it is a sample data, okay, from a given population. All right. Okay. Someone has a question. Is it me only, or is buffering? Okay. Maybe am I audible, or it's Brian who has some internet issues? Am I breaking? Can you all hear me clearly?
So far, so good.
So I'm clear, right? All right. Okay, good. So, Brian, maybe you can check it's your internet. All right. I rejoined, I think. All right, good. Good. So, if we are all together, that's all right. Okay. The other, that is the other question will be, um, like how many entries? How many entries do we have in the data set? In the data set. Okay, good. So this is just an overview, understanding of what? Of our data set. Okay, because before you can do any analysis, you must be what? You must, that is, understand your data set. Okay, that's the very first thing. You must understand, that is, the kind of data set you are working with. So, like for example, we've understood that our data set majorly involves the income, that is the monthly household income, okay? Also the monthly, that is household expenses, all right? Number of family members, okay, in that, um, per house, okay? And also we have maybe the rent amount, okay? We also have the annual household income. We have, that is, also the, in terms of education, the highest qualified member in terms of education, and also the that is the number of members who are earning something on monthly basis. Okay, all right. So my first question was, how many variables do we have in this data set? So maybe someone maybe can unmute and let me know. Yes, okay, we have Kevin, that is, Shaka. Kevin Shaka, we have seven, that is, seven variables. Okay, maybe which are these seven variables, Shaka? Which are these seven variables? You can unmute yourself. Okay, the column's name. Okay, in summary, yeah. So basically, we have how many variables? We have, on my case, I can see we have seven variables. Yes, we have seven variables. Like monthly household income, it's a variable by itself. We have a monthly household expense, it's a variable. Number of family members is also a variable. We have a rent amount, it's also a variable. Annual household income, it's a variable. Highest qualified member, it's also a variable. And number of what? Number of earning members, it's also a variable. Okay, that's okay. So after that now, I want us now to define or to know what kind of data type, okay, we have in each what? In each variable. All right. Yes. So let's start with monthly income, okay, and also monthly expense. What kind of data type? It's monthly income, monthly expense, number of family members, rent amount, annual. that is income, highest qualified member, and also number of earning members. What kind of data types are these? Someone? You can just unmute and tell me about one column, okay? Then what kind of data type is that? Kevin, no, we did not talk about something called int. We are talking about data types, or that is in statistics. This was our very first class. Uh-huh. Yes, someone? Okay. Brian, please, I would also advise, please unmute. Let's have a conversation. Okay. Let's have a conversation.
Hello.
Yes, Brian.
Uh, from column A, B, C, D, E,
Mm-hmm.
they are quantitative. Yeah.
Yes, they are of that's correct. They are quantitative because here we are talking about numbers. Okay. What about when we go to the category under quantitative data? Which category do they belong under quantitative data? Just see how the data is presented.
Continuous,
Why continuous?
because they have no end.
In terms of, because I can see, okay, okay, for that case, I will not agree with you because you can see our data is in whole numbers. Okay. Someone has raised that is the hand. Yes, Elizabeth.
Um, so I think it's a mix of both quantitative.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
It's a quantitative data
Uh-huh.
with the column A, B,
Mm-hmm.
C, D, E being discrete
Correct. Uh-huh.
because the numbers are whole.
Yeah. The values are all numbers.
Their values are whole numbers.
Mm-hmm.
For F,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's qualitative,
Of course, because
and the,
it's not that is it's not in numerical.
yes, and I think it's ordinal
Why ordinal?
because you can see it's either you're from um, there's some bit of what can
Order.
I say order in terms of either illiterate, graduate, illiterate, undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate.
That's correct. That's correct. It's a qualitative, but under what? Ordinal. Why? Because we have an order. Okay. Like you can order this either as illiterate, okay, undergraduate, graduate, and what? Postgraduate, and also we have professional aspect. Like we can have an order. Okay. Yes, we can have an order when it comes to that is the data that is the data in column F. What about column G?
I say the column G is number of earning members. I said it's quantitative
Hmm.
or as well being discrete as well.
Correct. So of course we have it is quantitative that is data type under a category of what? Discrete. Okay, or under discrete data category, right? Yeah, that's all. I guess at least we've identified the data types. Okay, of course, we've gone through the number of variables we have in this data set. We've also seen that is the different that is data types. Okay, in each variable. Okay, whereby we've said in income, we that is the data is numerical in nature, okay, meaning it's a quantitative data, and the number here are in what? Whole numbers. So we categorizing them under what? Discrete data type. Okay. Then for monthly expense as well, for number of members as well, it's quantitative, discrete. Rent also it's quantitative, discrete. Annual income, it's also quantitative, discrete. Okay, it's quantitative, discrete. Then for highest qualified, that is a member, this now becomes what? Becomes um, qualitative. Why? Because they are what? They are mostly attributes. Okay, and these attributes can be what? Can be arranged or can be ordered. Okay, or they might occur in what? In a natural order. Okay, so in that case, that's why we are saying this is qualitative and ordinal. Okay, then we have what we call number, or that is the our last variable, number of earning what? Number of earning members. Okay, so in this case we have what? In this case now, that is the we have of course it is quantitative and also discrete. All right, thank you. So we are done with our first question. Let's go to our second question. What is the sample size of the data? Someone?
Oh, 51.
Really?
I think it is 50.
Oh, 50, 50.
Yes, I have 50. It is 50 because these are the what? Are the number of entries in what? In each column. Okay? The number of entries in each column. Okay? Yes. Another, okay, let me see. That's 50. Are we okay up to that point?
So the number of entries should be 51.
Sorry?
The number of entries should be 51.
Should be 50. It's 50. We don't record or we don't count the variable. Okay? The variable is
Okay.
the title. So the number of entries we have, they are 50.
The sample size?
The sample size is the number of entries per what? That is in that column, a complete column. Okay, so that's the number of sample size. That's why we've said they are entries in one column. But now, for the last question, now we are coming to the last question. How many entries do we have in the data set? The sample size we've seen, n is equals to what? N is equals to 50, equal to 50. Why? Because we've count, that is the number of values in that is in our first column. Okay, so that's 50. What about now the number of what? The number of entries we have in the data set. That's also a question.
Will it be 350?
Can you maybe someone who has a different value?
What was the question again? Sorry.
What that is, how many entries do we have in the data set? I'm also trying to find, there is another name, but okay. Yeah, someone, how many? entries.
I say 50 entries.
You say 50 entries.
Yes.
Entries, or we can call them entries or data values. We can call them entries stroke data values. We had someone who said 300 and what? Okay, so for the when you are now asked to call that is to count the entries or the data values, okay, data values of the whole data set, okay, you will always count every input in the data set, okay, except what? Except the variable that is the title. Any other variable or any other input or entry, okay, or any other value or input, it's called what? Entry. Except what? Except the that is the variable's title, okay. So what we are saying here now, the what, the total entry, okay, will be that is count of all entries in what, in this data set. So it's not 50, okay, it is the count of all that is entries, all values, okay, be it that is a numerical value, be it that is it's a qualitative value, it is an entry or an input, okay, in the data set. So for the entries, we count all the values or entries in what, in or inputs in this data set. That's clear. Hello, that's clear. I can see that is aim. You got 343, 343. Okay,
So
that
it's let me just ask Abraham. So
yes.
basically it's 50 times the 7.
No, you have to count. You have to count. Why? Because maybe you might find we have a blank, or
No.
we
Okay.
have a missed that is entry. Okay,
Okay.
so it's
Noted.
good you do what, you count. Okay,
Okay.
you
Noted.
can use
Okay.
formulas. Okay, maybe let me show you some formulas you can use to count. So when it comes to count, we have different that is values, okay, or formulas, or let me call them that is Excel functions, okay. So like for example, you can see we have what, we have count, okay. Now for the first count, let me try and magnify, or that is enlarge, equal to count, okay. When we are using, we have different count formulas, okay. Here we have the first count. The first count only counts a range of cells with what? With values or with numbers. Let me call them numbers. Okay. So for count on that is count only, it counts all the numbers in what? In a given range. Okay. Or in a given range of cells. All right. So, meaning you cannot use count to count what? Quantitative data types. Okay? Qualitative data types. So, count is only for quantitative data types or numbers. Okay? Then we have count all. That is count A. Count A stands for count all. So, count all counts every cell which has an entry. May it be that is a quantitative or a qualitative entry. Okay, so meaning it counts both values, or that is numbers, and strings. Okay, it counts both numbers and what? And strings. Okay, just an illustration. Okay, just an illustration. Let's assume we want to count what? Column F. Okay, let's say we are counting column F. Okay, when we use count only, okay, and count the range, that is this range, all right, it won't give us any value. It will give us a value of 0. Why? Because we don't have any what? We don't have any numerical value along this. But if we get, or if we use now count A, that is count A, meaning it is counting both values and both numbers and string, then definitely it will what? It will return the count. You can see here it has returned 50. What if maybe we can just alter here and put a value instead? Okay, you can still see it is what? It is 50, but now for the count it has counted 1. Why? Because we have what? We have now introduced a value. Okay, so basically what we are saying, count, let me write count, then we have count, count what? Count A. Okay, this counts both numerical and non-numeric values. Okay, then for count, only count numerical values. I hope that's clear. Okay, then let's go to the other type of count. The other type of count, it's count blank. Okay, this count blank. Now for count blank, it counts all empty cells. So let's assume you are having a very big data set and you want to identify if within those rows we have what? Missing values. Okay, so now count blank is the best, that is a formula which can help us to identify what? Can help us to identify the blanks or the missing values, okay, within a data set. Okay, yeah, so count blanks is the one which can help us do what? Identify if we have missing what? If we have missing that is values within our data set. Like for example, let's try to inspect our data set, okay, and see if we have any any missing values. Okay, so we have two methods to check that. One method is more of a manual way. Okay, it's one of the manual way. Why am I saying it's a manual way? Because you have to inspect column after column. Okay, column after column. So let's assume maybe we can add a filters, just some filters. Let's assume, let's just highlight the that is the variables. Okay, or our labels. Then go to home. You can go to home. Okay, once you click home, we have what? Here, sort and filter. You can add that is filter from what? From this part. Okay, or you can highlight the, that is the what? You can highlight the column. Okay, and then use the shortcut, that is the shortcut, that is Control Shift L. Like for example, I can do Control Shift L. You can see it has added what? Filters. You can see we have some filters now here. Okay, you can see now we have some filters. Okay, or you can just come here, then go to filter, click filter. You can see it has added what? Some filters. Okay, or we have the third, that is the third way. You can go to insert. Okay, when you go to just a minute, is it insert? Let me see. No, you can go now to data. We have if you don't want to use all the shortcuts, you can go to data. Okay, then data, you can come to the filter. You can see we have under data, we have filter. You can still click filter and you see now you have inserted the filter. Okay, all right. So now the first method involves you to go through the what? Through the that is each variable and checking if we have any blanks here. Okay. So in case, maybe let's assume here I have a blank. Okay. In case I have a missing value, you'll see what? Blanks. Okay. You'll see blanks, meaning here you'll have what? It means you have a missing what? A missing value. Okay. All right. Also, you'll have to come to the second variable, also check. Also come to the third variable, check. You come to the fourth one, fifth one, checking if you have that is those blanks. Checking if you have the blanks. Okay, in every variable. Okay, so you can see that's a lot of what? Manual work. Okay, but now you can use that is a formula. Now the count blanks. Okay, I want us to count if we have what? We have blanks within what? Within our data set. So in that case, I'll come and say equal to count blank. Okay, I will count blank, then I light. Okay, then I will highlight the exact what? Data range. Okay, and then I can close. Once I highlight that is the data range. Okay, and then drag it. Okay, drag it. If I get some zeros, okay, it means I don't have any what? I don't have any missing value. Okay, I don't have any missing value in what? In our data sets or in our variables. What if maybe I randomly remove some values? Okay, so you can see now the count here, it's changing. I have here one missing value, here one missing value, here one missing value. In case I remove another one, it will continue counting, okay, the number of what? Missing values, meaning out of the that is the this column. Okay, I have two missing values. Okay, so in that case you might have now to do what? To recheck your data and fix what? And fix those missing values. That's okay. Are we good up to that point? Okay, selling. Okay, I can see we are all good. So I can see on the chat, A.
Let me ask,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
what was the first method for the first shortcut for doing the filter?
That is Control Shift L. And you have to highlight the call. That is the variables first. Then click Control Shift L. Like for example, let me show you. Okay, so let me show you. So, like I can now use also shortcuts to highlight my values, all my variables, then Control Shift L. If I click Control Shift L, you can see we have the filters. Okay, so let me check on the chat area. Aim, then it has to be okay. If none of the values is missing, okay, good. That is Melsas. Is there anything being shared? I don't see anything. Yes, I'm sharing a screen. Maybe you can check your internet. I hope my screen is visible, you team, to the rest of you. Okay, yeah, sure. Excel file sent to our emails is shared on screen. Correct, yes. Then shared on screen. Yes, I'm sharing the screen. Check first attachment. It's it's in Excel form. Okay, all right, all right. So I guess you were trying to help. That is our colleague. All right, good. Any question under data types? Any question on this area?
So the 350.
Yes, they are 350.
Uh,
Yes. I hope you've known how we've achieved that 350, right?
yes.
Correct. Nice. So I hope we are all good up to that point. As I'm going now to that is to proceed on the that is the second part. So we've already done. We are done with what? We are done with the um, with the first part of our practical under data types and also understanding what your that is your variables and also your data. Okay, we were on counts. Okay, we have the third and that is we have the fourth and fifth. Okay, so we have the fourth. The fourth is count if. Okay, so if basically means it's a kind of nested if. Okay, why? Because here now it has introduced a condition. Okay, it has introduced a condition. All right, so if meaning it will count. Okay, it will count only what? Only if we have one condition. Okay, then count ifs involves more than one conditions in your statement. Okay, I'll do for the count if. Okay, and then I will give you an assignment. Okay, to do for the count ifs. These are just bonus because they are not part of our that is our course, but I'm just showing you some tricks you can use to that is to know more about your data. Okay, so like for example, okay, I need to do what? I need to know how many graduates do I have in this data set. Okay, how many graduates do I have? Okay, so imagine, do I need to come that is go to that is the filter. Okay, do I have to go to the filter, maybe now check the filter and then have a count? I can see, of course, when we do the filter I have 19, but imagine you have a lot of data. Okay, maybe I've told you I want you to return for the undergraduate, illiterate, and graduate. Let me assume, like let's say postgraduate, graduate, illiterate, and undergraduate. I need maybe the count of how many that is of our what? Of our employees are undergraduate, illiterate, graduate, and postgraduate. So in this case, we have to use now conditional what? Conditional statement. Okay, which is I will say it is count if. Okay, so I will want to count if, then count if it will request me or it will require a range and a criteria. Okay, so the range will be our column F range. Okay, that is from F2 to F51, and then our criteria will be what? Undergraduate. Okay, you can either type the that is the undergraduate. Okay, or you can type either the name. Okay, or you can do what? You can just reference. Okay, to the what? To this cell which we have the names. Okay, so in this case I will say it is count if, then this will be my range. Okay, I'll do my range and then I'll do a comma. You can see the function itself, it is self-explanatory. Okay, then I need the criteria. So for the criteria I can choose maybe undergraduate. Okay, then once I do that, it will count for me, and I can see I have 10 undergraduate members, okay, right, in our data set. Then, for example, if I need that is the illiterate, graduate, and postgraduate, I can just now do what? I can just now lock our range. Lock our range, it means I'm referencing our range so that it might not change. Okay. Of course, the what? The criteria will change. It will change to illiterate. It will change to graduate. It will change to postgraduate. But okay, our range will remain the same. So in that case, we usually now lock that is our cells. And to lock our cells, you can click Fn and F4 in your keyboard, or if that function doesn't work, you can just use Fn only. And we usually lock using dollar signs. Okay, we usually lock using dollar signs. So if you click there, that is where we have in the range, and then click that is F4. Okay, you'll see now the dollar signs. Okay, the dollar signs will coming automatically. Let me just show you again. Just click between either F and 2, then click F4. You can see we've introduced dollar signs, and then for the second one you can also introduce the dollar signs. Okay, then for that is for J. Okay, we won't what? We won't lock, or we won't reference. Why? Because we want to drag it down so that it may come continue picking what? Continue picking this other that is entry. So in that case, I can drag it down, and it will autofill all those calculations. So basically, you can see the total entries. They are we have total entry of what? 40. Why? Because we are missing what? We are missing professional. So we can also add professional here. Okay, so that we may have that is our total count. Okay, so you can see we have now 5 categories, and the highest qualified member, that is undergraduate, illiterate, graduate, postgraduate, and professional. And the total count is what? The total count it's 50. Okay, good. Maybe the other way of doing so, maybe I can copy this and paste it here, was now you have to what? You can now, sorry, I have to paste here. Okay, this way. So with that, now you can do what? You can now just instead of referencing, that is checking to this cell, you can that is decide to type what? To type that specific that is the specific what? Input. Like for example, if we want for professional, of course we'll start with that is opening quotes. Why? Because it is what? Because it is a string. Okay, even when you will come to the programming, you will be declaring strings in what? In quotes, but values you won't declare in what? In quotes. Okay, so in that case, I'll say in quotes, then write the what? The that is the name exactly, the input exactly as it is written in the data set. So I'll say professional. Okay, professional, and then I will close my quotes and then enter. You can see it is giving me the same value. Okay, the same value as here. Here I just picked the cell where I had written what? I had written those inputs. Any question up to that point? That was just to show you how count if, okay, works. That was just a bonus. Any question? Are we all good up to that point? Thumbs up if we are all together. Yes, Denver.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
You see in the category of professional, illiterate, and graduate,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you have a big number of criteria. How
Sorry.
can you count? Suppose you have a big number of criteria.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you have maybe phone numbers for maybe you have phone numbers but which are repeating themselves. Let's say maybe they are for different transactions, but we want to count the occurrence of every single phone number like you have been doing here, maybe like for graduate, literate, and other grades. So how can you count them if you cannot count them by first testing them?
So you are
I don't know
saying it like
if my question is understandable.
I did not get it right. So like
Let's say
for example, uh-huh.
instead of having illiterate, graduate, postgraduate, and professional, see we have only like 5 grades.
Uh-huh.
Let's say if you have 1,000 grades, you
Uh-huh.
cannot copy and paste them like this.
Uh-huh.
So how can you get the accounts
Okay, so
in an automatic way?
okay, so for that, of course, you will have also to count. If not so, you can now use what we call the pivot table. Okay, the pivot table will give you more of a distinct count. Okay, so like for example, if maybe I didn't want to do much, like using those formulas, okay, using all of these formulas to count, okay, I would just come here, okay, then I will highlight, you will have to highlight all your data set, okay, then go to insert, pivot table, okay, maybe you can do in an existing worksheet, okay, or in a new worksheet. And then I want what? I want maybe the highest qualified member. I'll keep it on roles. Okay. And then I have what? I want also the count. I will also take this highest qualified member to the what? To the value, to the values. As what? As a that is as a as a count. Okay, so you can see it has given me some counts. So let's assume maybe we had very many values of this, so definitely, and they are maybe repeating themselves. Okay, we have some duplicates, or we have different transactions made by the same phone number, all the same ID. So we'll have the unique that is IDs here. Okay, and then definitely it will count the number of maybe each of transactions per each ID. Okay, so this will be our easier way than using what? Using the formula. I don't know if Jane for that answers your
Yeah,
question.
thank you so much. That's what I wanted. You've nailed it.
Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, so Kanobana, Kanobana, I have not received the exact. Okay, please, you can just WhatsApp me right away if I did not share or you did not receive, or maybe you can tell me that is your email and see if it is in this that is a channel. Okay, you can please reach out to me, okay, over WhatsApp, okay, so that I may help you and assist you. Okay, that's okay. Kanobana, cool. All right. Good. So I hope we are all together up to that point. So basically, by the I will come maybe at the end of this topic, I will also give you a bonus on pivot table. Pivot tables, they really do a lot. Okay, they really give like summarize your data very well. Okay. Yes. So I will give you that as a bonus and show you how you can even create dashboards. Okay. dashboard using that is Excel. Okay, and also how maybe you can automate your reports. Let's assume you have a recurrent report. You don't have to be redoing it every time. Okay, you and we have the same. Maybe the data is coming in with the same data format. Okay, we can create that is like a template whereby we'll be only copy pasting the data and then refreshing. Okay, like for example, I can copy paste. Maybe let me try and show you what I mean, though that's out of the syllabus, but can always try. So you can maybe put this data. Let me assume I want to put this data into what, into a table format. So I'll put it as a table format. Okay, and maybe I will want to use maybe a pivot table. Okay, a pivot table maybe to analyze some data, like I want that is the highest qualified, and also maybe the amount of income. Okay, and maybe the amount of income. Okay, and maybe the count. uh, uh okay, also the I would also like the expense. Okay, and also I will need the number of the earning what, the number of the earning the number of the earning that is members. Okay, yes, I know it has given me that is a blank, but I can always filter it out. The blank is because I've picked all these cells. Okay, I've picked the range of I cell. Okay, so in case maybe I have the same data but for another population, let's assume from this row up to here. Okay, I can do what, I can copy paste that data. Okay, and put here. I'm assuming this is another report from somewhere else. Okay, so I've pasted it here. Then you can see, because I have used pivot table, I can always refresh to get that is to update the data. Okay, so if I refresh now the data, you can see it will update. It has changed. Let me, you can see we had 73 here, we had 94, 940,000, we had to 2M. Okay, once I refresh, okay, you can see the data have what, have changed. Okay, so in this case I can use pivot tables, okay, and also some graphs to automate what, to automate my maybe the analysis of this data. You can do all the analysis there, and your work will be only will be what, you'll be pasting the data and then refreshing it. Okay, so basically that's what I mean. Otherwise, that's all for that. Maybe some other places to explore. You can use some conditional ifs, the some ifs. You can also go and have that is check on the average ifs. Okay, and see how they can be used. Okay, we have that is to summarize your data. Okay, otherwise let's move from there. Let's go now to our descriptive statistics. Okay, descriptive statistics. Statistics. Okay, now let's start with the first one. So we need mean. Okay, median, and mode. So basically, let's start with the mean. So from our data set, which columns can we maybe compute mean? Which columns can we compute mean?
Monthly household expense.
Okay, yes. Another one?
Monthly household income.
Monthly, okay. Yes. Another one?
I think except the two last column, others can be taken.
Why not this? You don't want to, or maybe for us to know the average number of of members almost in each average that is in each.
That one will make sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for the average,
Hmm.
because the number of the members in the household, yeah, on the average, that also can be calculated.
Yes, also as well as that is the rent amount. We can calculate, but in this case, it won't be significant to do what? To calculate the rent. Why? Because you can see majority maybe don't have that is their data, or they have zeros. So you see these are mostly outliers, meaning maybe they are living on their own build apartments. That's why they are not paying rent. Okay, so yeah, it depends, but yes, that's correct. For household, we can compute. For the monthly expense, we can compute number of family members. We can, and also averagely the number of that is of the earning members. Okay, yes, it's possible for that. So, and also the annual, but this one it's category that is it is qualitative data. So in this case, it's not really that is we cannot compute the mean. Okay. All right. So I want us now to compute the mean for all these fields. Okay. So I'll compute. I will start with mean. And how did we define mean? How did we define mean?
It is the average of the data set.
It's the average, okay, of the that is of the data set, like of the variables. Okay, yes. So like for example, if we want to that is to compute the average household monthly income, okay, we'll say what? We'll say it is equal to average. We remember we said we usually use average. Okay, we usually use average. So you can see average returns the average or arithmetic mean of its argument, which can be numbers or names, so or arrays. Okay, so basically the average, okay, that is the mean. The symbol that is the symbol average is the mean of that variable. So you can see the average of this the symbol average, okay, of the monthly income. It's 40,000. So what we are saying is like the population of the sample data, okay, of in this sample data, like m- most of the what of the people are what are averagely earning what 40 40,000. Okay, like this is the average. It is the average of the what of the income amount. Okay, then we have the monthly that is the monthly expense. So averagely they are this team are spending 18,000. Okay, averagely that is the entire sample. Okay, they did what they consumed, or let's say they usually use 18,000 for what? For their expenses. And also averagely, we have 4 people, that is in, all 4 family members. Then for the rent, we said it is not quite good to use that is the rent, because we have I that is we have outliers. Okay, you can see we have a zero, and we have 20,000, we have 35,000. Okay, so you can see those outliers, so it's not wise to use that. Then for this, you can see it has given us an error. Okay, so meaning we cannot compute that is a mean here. Okay, and then we have what? The other one we have 1.1.4, meaning averagely the number of earning members in our data set is what? Is 1.46. Okay, yes, so basically that's about the mean. Okay, so for the mean, we that's how we can compute it mathematically. You know that it's like we are taking the sum. Okay, you are summing all these, divide by what? Divide by the count. Or what I basically mean, I'm saying that it is equal to into maybe sum, okay, into sum of all these values, okay, divide by, okay, divide by now the count, okay, divide by the count of the what? Of the entries in that variable. So you can see we have the what? The sum of the monthly income. Then just a minute, sorry, I did not close here. So it is the sum of all these values divide by the count, which is like we are talking about the sum of these divide by 50. So okay, we are what is it? Okay, I did not as well close another parenthesis here, because I had opened here. Or I basically, what I can do, I can just remove this one and then it will run. So you can see we are having the same value, different approaches. Okay, so why? Because here we've used now the mathematical formula. We've summed all these values and divided by the count. Any question under this? Any question? Any question, team? We are all good. Okay, aim, we are good. Peter, okay, or maybe, okay. All right, we are all good. All right, thank you, thank you. Good. So let's continue to now the second part, which is the median. Okay, we'll do the median, and then we'll do the mode. Then tomorrow we'll do the variance, standard deviation, covariance, and correlation. Yes, unknown. I don't know, but I can see you joined
It's Rebecca.
unknown. Okay, Rebecca, yes.
I I cannot view the screen you are presenting.
Maybe it's your network. What about the others? Can the others see the screen? Elizabeth, can you see the screen? Yes, maybe you can check your network, Rebecca. The others can
Okay.
see my screen. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the median. So for the median, we said we have also an inbuilt function for that is for Excel. Basically, how did we define median? How did we define median?
It's a middle point after you make an order of the numbers representing the sample.
Okay, so it is the middle value of an ordered maybe list, or when you order the values in either ascending or descending order, right? Correct. Nice. Okay, good. So, of course, we can do that. We can do that. Let me just copy this data. We do it the manual way. Okay, sorry. We do it the manual way. Okay, we'll do it the manual way, and also do it using the inbuilt Excel function. Okay, so I'll paste the data here. Okay, so this is what? This is our data set. So what we have to do is to do what? It's to order it. Okay, it's to order it. So with that, we can just go to sorting. Okay, we can just go to sorting, then sort it from what? From the smallest to the largest. Okay, so you can see it has been sorted, or maybe it's already on sort. It's already sorted. In fact, the data here it is already sorted. Okay, and we have how many? That is, we have how many variables? We have 50 variables. So if we have that is the 50 variables, you can see the count is even. Okay, so meaning here we don't have any value which is specifically at the center. Okay, so in this case we have to get the two values which are in the center. Okay, add them and divide them by what? By 2. Okay, so basically it's either the 25th, 26th, or 24th, 20, that is 25th. So in that case I will count up to where we have so these are 24 entries. Okay, so meaning it will be 25th and 26th. Sawa. Also let me try and count these other entries. So they are 24th. So it is meaning it is what? N divided by 2 plus 1, meaning it is the 25th value and plus 1, that is the 26th value. That's why I'm saying it is here we have here it is n divided by 2. Okay, and here it is n divided by 2 plus what? Plus 1. This is n divided by 2, which is the 25th value. Okay, from the what? From this side. Then we have the other value. It is what? It is the nth divided by 2 plus what? By plus 2. So basically these are the middle values. Okay, so in this case our median will be equal to that is 35,000 plus 35,000. Okay, so in this case we can just use brackets. Okay, and then so that we might obey the BODMAS rule, and then divide by what? Divide by 2. We'll have 35, okay, thousand as a what? As our median value. Okay, let's now use the inbuilt Excel function to see if that's the case. So median, so here will be, it will be equal to median. We have that function known as median, so returns the median or the number in the middle of this of the set of given numbers. Okay, so we have median. So in this case, median, then come here. I will highlight all the data range, then enter. So you can see we got the same what? We got the same value as the one we had computed here. Okay, so you can also maybe that is do what you can as well do for the other variables. So for the expenses, this is our median. For the number of family members, this is the median. For the that is for the don't know why this has given us a 0. Median can not be what? Can always median is okay. Median is always not 0 except when all the values are 0. Yes, so for this one, I don't know why it has given us a 0. Let's try and inspect that. Okay, let's try and inspect that and see if that was the correct formula. Okay, let's try and inspect why here we are getting 0. So in this case, we are going to paste this data here. Okay, then we will sort it. Okay, we'll sort it from the smallest to the largest. Okay, I know why. It's because our 25th and 26th values are what? Are zeros. That's why we have what? That's why we have that is a median of 0. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason. Otherwise, if the median was between these, okay, then it could be what? We could have maybe a value which is greater than what? Which is greater than 0. Then for annual, that is household income, we have this. This we cannot compute median. Why? Because it's not in numerical format. Okay, and here it's 1. Okay, any question up to that point? Are we good for median? If we are good, thumbs up. If you have a question, you can unmute and ask. Okay, seems we are all good. Now let's finish our today's meeting with mod. Okay, what did we say mod is? What is mod?
That is the most occurring number.
Yes, the most occurring number. Okay, and we said it can be either a single mod or a multiple mod. Okay, so let's start with single mod. Single mod. So for the single mod, we say that it is equal to mod dot single. Okay, you'll see these kind of formulas: mod dot single and mod dot multiple. Okay, so mod dot single, you can see it returns the most frequent occurring or repetitive value in an array of range, okay, of data. So in this case, we'll go with mod single. Okay, then I'll do what? I will highlight the data set. Okay, and you can see 45,000. Okay, 45,000 is the most occurring what? Value. Okay, why? Because it's occurring more times. So you can see it is occurring how many times here? 4 times. Okay, but 100,000 is occurring, it's occurring what? Only 3 times. Okay, what if 45,000 and that is 45,000 and that is and 10,000, okay? Sorry, 100,000 were occurring maybe the same the same values. Let me just extend this one, okay? What if they were occurring the same time? What would be our value? If like we have 45 is occurring more than that is it's occurring 4 times, and also 100,000 is occurring 4 times. What will be our single mode? I know I explained this, so I want to know if you understood that is the idea behind it.
Will it be the 2 divided by 2? The addition of the 2 divided by 2.
No. That is median. It's like that's a calculation for median, not mod. Yes, Elizabeth?
I think you said it's the first one to occur.
Correct.
That will be the
45,000.
45,000, yes.
That's very correct. That is when we are talking about single mode. Okay? When we are talking about single mode, even if we have two values occurring maybe more than once with the same number of values, okay, the first value to occur, okay, it is what? It is the mode. Okay, that's why you can see even if that is 100,000 and 45,000 are occurring maybe more than once, okay, with the same count, okay, but 45,000 came first before what? Before 100,000, okay, so it will remain to be 45,000. But maybe when we are talking about multiple mode, what will be the multiple mode? What will be our multiple mode before I can calculate? What will be our multiple mode? Remember in this case, I changed 98,000 to 100,000. In case maybe in this multiple mode, you get a different what? A different value. Okay. So for the multiple mode, it should bring for you, if you are using Excel function, okay, if you are using Excel function which is more than that is okay, not Excel function, Excel version, okay, that is 2016 and above, you should what? You should get 145. That is, you should get 45,000 and 100. This my Excel, it's not the most current one. That's why you can see I only got one value. Okay, but if you will allow me, that is in tomorrow's class, I will log in with that is another Excel function version. Okay, the most current one. In fact, the 365. Okay, and we will do what? We'll do the formula, and it will give you two values. Okay, provided here we have 400 that is 400,000, okay, and 445,000, okay, so it should give you 45 and 100 as our multiple mode. Maybe someone if maybe you've done so, make sure that is you have where we have 98,000, you replace it maybe with 100 to have for 100,000. Okay, can someone, if you've done so and you are using most current Excel function, version, sorry, you can tell us your output. Someone who has, yes, Genvia,
I've done it, but I've got also 45,000.
which Excel version are you using?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Someone else? Someone using okay, that is Genva. Can you try and see if you have the X lookup function in that Excel
Hey, X lookup. Okay, let me check.
equal to X lookup?
X lookup. It's not there.
It's not there. Then you cannot perform. You cannot get that multiple mode.
So that means we need a version of Excel which is, a version of Office which is beyond 2019, right?
Yes, that is to get a multiple, now to perform the multiple mode. Okay, but it doesn't mean you cannot use it to do analysis. But for the mod, it's a new feature. That is, if you can remember, that is we've been using mod. That is the mod. Okay, let me just write here equal to mod. We've been using this mod. You can see the one with the like a sign here. Okay, this function is available for compatibility with Excel 207 or earlier. Okay, returns the most frequent occurring. So remember, we've been using this mod. Okay, but now for the current mod, okay, we are now using what? We are now using the mod multiple, okay, whereby it returns a vertical array of the most frequently occurring or repetitive values in array. Okay, then we have that is the mod single, returns the most frequently occurring or a repetitive value. This is only a value, but here it gives us more that is repetitive values. Okay, so now these ones are the what? These are the most current Excels. That is the Excel functions for mod. So if maybe in your Excel you cannot see XLOOKUP, okay, if you can't see XLOOKUP, this one, you can see also in this Excel I'm not seeing XLOOKUP, then it means you can only see VLOOKUP. You can see this is VLOOKUP, but you cannot see XLOOKUP, then it means you cannot perform multiple mode. Okay, it means you cannot perform multiple mode. So tomorrow I will use maybe my company's laptop, so that because I'm using Excel 365, then you'll see that function. Okay, it will return two values here, 45 and 100 as two values. Okay, anyone who got that is 45 and 100? Okay, all right, if no one, then no problem. I guess maybe we can call it a day. And then now tomorrow we'll start with the that is measures of variability. So for today we've been able to finish that is the measures of what?